All right, you guys, so I am back with a look at my 2015 Week in the Life album. So the supplies that I used for this was the kit from Ali Edwards, and this was the album that I purchased. I can't remember if she had more than one option, but this was the album that I purchased for this year. I really liked all the days of the week there. It's also another small one, like I said. 2014, 2015 were smaller, and then they got a little bit bigger after that. This album is probably the least finished of any of the albums I have done. It was a harder week than I had anticipated, and so actually putting it together was very triggering for me, and it's kind of silly now when I think I guess that was 4 years ago. But it's actually still a little triggering for me, and I will walk you through that as I go. But I seriously remember writing a blog post the day before this week started and thinking, I just can't wait for what this week holds, and I love this project. And then I was, boom, hit with it, and yeah, so I had a really hard time kind of finishing this. I'm surprised that I got as far as I did, and I will show you that there. So again, this album is using the kit from Ali Edwards, and you'll see that. And I'm also going to be using a formula. So I will most likely, I think I do that with every album. It's just so much easier with this. So I'm starting off with a large photo. Apparently I didn't know what photo I wanted to use. Maybe I didn't have a photo of all of us. So I'll probably just end up using one that I like from that week. And then You Are Love, You Are Here. This actually came from Heidi's Swap, and I probably just bought it separate at Michael's or maybe scrapbook.com, I'm not sure, but it probably came back in 2015, so this might not be something that's available, but if I can find it, then I will definitely link to it for you guys. I think that's a fun thing to add to like an album or a scrapbook or something. So I open it with, again, a large photo starting with Monday. I can't remember if I created this digital file or if this came from Ali. I feel like it looks like it's Ali's handwriting maybe, and then I just added the date here. So I'm just not 100% sure. I will look to see what she had available back then. She had a lot of digital files, which was so nice to use. It's fun to be able to add that right onto those large photos. And then this kit also came with the transparencies, and I think the transparencies are a lot of fun. Then again, she had this morning, afternoon, and evening, and I believe I wanted to do the same thing I did before, but with food. And that may not have been, I might have done that with another month actually. So I'll probably just go back through and just add some more photos. I'm not sure why I didn't do that the first time around, but maybe I just hadn't gotten to that. I tend to go in stages where I go through all my photos and look for the large ones first, and then I look for the 4x6s and the 3x4s, and then I do the smaller ones. So that's kind of how I organize as I'm going through and looking for my photos. I think I do have a video from 2017 on my YouTube that I can link to that shows you how I go through and pick out my photos. Then another large one on the back. This is a photo of me that I've always really, really loved. I definitely always try to get self-portraits into my Week in the Life album. So a lot of times when I have self-portraits of myself, it's from Week in the Life. Then just filling up the pockets with photos. You can see that I've got my journaling right on the photo, which is so awesome because I wouldn't be able to go back and write it, you know, with all the same information. I might be able to, you know, have some of the information, but not all the information. What I remember about this week, just offhand, was it was, I think school was starting Tuesday or Wednesday. So this was like the last day of summer, one of these days. And you can see that I have just a 2-pocket 4x6 still not filled up. So maybe I never printed my 4x6 photos. And then again, I am ending the day with a large photo and then gratitude. And I'm using that same file from Ali Edwards that I know is going to be available in her shop. So I will link to that. It just says filled with gratitude. And then we're moving on to Tuesday. So it's going to stick with the same formula here. And this was actually the last day of the summer. I thought this was a really funny photo of her like measuring to see if she could go on the older ride tracks. We went to a place called Boondocks, and the kids were able to play video games and ride cars, and you know, it's just kind of one of those little fun places that you can go to. So I have all these photos here. So this is kind of the beginning of the end for me. I do have 4x6 photos on this one, and I even have an added photo here, so I'm not sure what happened to Monday. You can see us playing laser tag, and then a photo of my girls. It is actually in a page protector. I still need to probably cut this off. You can see that this is one photo that I cut so that you could kind of open and see it. And yeah, again, like I don't know what I had planned for doing on that side. Maybe just another photo or probably some journaling or something. I'm not sure. So you can see that I have journaling on all of these pages here. I could just do like a pattern paper or something, you know, in order to kind of finish this one off. So this is kind of where the day went awry. So we were actually here at this little park. What would you call it? It's called Boondocks, that's what I'll call it. When I found out that my kids had lice, all of them, which was such a tragedy. So that was like the beginning of the end for this week. It kind of, it was just so hard. And I'm almost ashamed of even saying that it was so hard, because in retrospect, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, but I had so much anxiety about it that I really have a hard time finishing this album. So hopefully I don't have a hard time going back through all these photos. So again, ending it with filled with gratitude. Starting Wednesday morning, so this is the first day of school, and it was such a disaster because we were up all night combing kids' hair, up all night gathering laundry, up all night trying to clean the house, up all night trying to research like how to deal with this situation. And my daughter was like her first day of high school, and she was just mortified. Again, I've got more pockets that are not filled, and I think partly is because I don't think I took a ton of photos. Those first 2 days had more photos than the remainder, but that may be why that's empty. I'll have to go back. You can see both of these are empty. So this may be all I've got, is just a few from that day. You can see that I've got my gratitude from that day. You can see that I'm doing laundry because that's what I did for days. I washed everything and threw out so much. Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now and I'm thinking, because I have 2 large photos and then I have this 3x8, because this is how I start, large photos, I just probably haven't gone back and printed anything else out. But it's possible. I don't have anything else. All right, so moving on to Thursday. Again, it looks like I just have the large photos and the 3x8 photos. So I'm gonna say I probably have not gone back and printed any of the other photos, any of the 3x4s or 4x6s, which does make me really sad because I don't have any of the journaling. You can see, you know, obviously I have journaling on all these photos. I do not have journaling. Now, I probably just really didn't have the heart to do it and have the heart to write out the journaling, and so I didn't. So this is where I am at with my 2015 album. I was hoping that I actually had those photos done, but I apparently did not. That was from a car wash. And so yeah, I'm just gonna have my large photos. So this is something I'm gonna have to go back and actually get the photos for. Like I said, I'm kind of sad because I won't have the journaling there, but again, like I did with 2014, I had those digital files and I did keep track of what was going on every single day. So I have my journaling, so I can go back and I can look, and that will probably help me if I want to, you know, write journaling on every single photo like I did at the very beginning of this week, it'll probably help me know exactly what was going on. Of course, the journaling will sound a little bit different because I'd be writing it from 5 years ago, or not 3.5 years, or however long it was. So anyway, that is where I'm at with my 2015 album. Honestly, I would like to at least fill up these empty page protectors. But if this is all I have, if I just have, you know, my photos and words, that might be enough for this year, because like it was such a hard week and very triggering that I don't even know that I need to go back and live this week. I think I actually considered not even doing the album because of that, but there's still some good memories in there, even if it was, you know, kind of clouded with some frustration and irritation and a lot of hard work. Anyway, so yeah, that is where I'm at with that. Oh, and this is one of the things I wrote down. I think Allie did some journaling on some of these days, like he, she, I, most days. So her journaling was, these were her prompts. Like she would say most days, and she'd write some journaling, and I think that she put it on her photos, or some days. And then on Thursday she said, I want to remember. So on every photo it's I want to remember, and then she'd write her journaling. And Friday was the story of this photo, and then she'd write her journaling. So she had some prompts for every day. I think she had that on her blog. And I'm sure if she had it on her blog, then she had it at you know, in her album. So I remember writing those down as the weeks were going, but obviously you can see that I didn't end up doing that. So we'll see if that's something that I end up going back to. But that is 2015. That's where I'm at with that.